Nani? Oh my god, 1,000 chapterinos! Hello everyone, it's time at long last for the long-awaited moment. It's time for a double episode of the Podcast, a momentous one indeed. I am Best Guy Ever, and this is Give and Take.
More like the Pog D-cast.
That's exactly what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Trips in the chat, Chapter 999, and also Chapter 1000. We made it all the way. We survived. So did all of you, if you're listening to this right now. By the way, I went back and checked just out of interest to see when the Podcast began covering One Piece. And it was a while ago. It was back in, let me see, April of 2016. Oh, no, September of 2016 was when we first uploaded our first one. Indeed.
Does not feel that was like 4 years.
Yeah, I guess that's fucking 4 years. And that was chapter 832 is where we started. So we've only been here, 170 chapters or so. Out of all of One Piece, that's the beginning-ish of Whole Cake Island, and what a concept. What a concept. Anyway, One Piece is good. You know the drill. No need to dwell on that. Let's get into the chapters, people.
Yes.
Starting with chapter 999. Title?
The
Sake I Brewed.
Yeah, Sake I Brewed to Drink With You. And there is no cover page, because there's a cover of Shonen Jump. Luffy is like, there I am, 1000. I think this was a double chapter, I'm not sure.
Maybe? No. What, like 2 chapters in one volume?
Well, yeah, because like the cover of this is Luffy, half of his face. Actually, maybe it was like the next issue. I don't know. Yeah,
it was the next issue. That's right. I mean, because I know, because I had to wait a week for the next chapter to come out. So if it was there, it would have been out already. Yeah. But so they did the thing where 2 Shonen Jump covers put together, you get a thing. So we'll see what that is next chapter when we get there in a few minutes. All right. So where we left our heroes was Yamato and Ace. Yamato was recollecting the first time she met Ace, and here it is.
Yeah,
Tell us about it, Gib.
So they're fighting each other because, Yamato's a bad guy to Ace. Ace is, like, attacking Wano. I think later they talk about, like, saving the children from the, like on Onigashima. I think a while ago, like, I had remembered something about that, and I was like, when are they going to find all of the slaves kept on Onigashima? And I think maybe Ace here is freeing them, so that it already happened, maybe.
Are you implying that Ace's freeing of all the slaves 5 years ago has kept Onigashima slave-free ever since?
I don't know.
Because that seems hard to believe.
I guess not. I guess it could have gone back.
Kaido literally says in this chapter, quote, "It's not hard to get more slaves."
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? So, I'm just saying.
He goes on Craigslist.
Probably a couple of slaves around there.
Slaves list instead of Craigslist.
Yeah, you just got to hit that up. Anyway, Ace is here to kill Kaido for various reasons. What are Ace's reasons again? Does he know about Kaido being a bad boy yet, or is he learning right now?
I feel like he would already know, wouldn't he? Like, Kaido's.
So he had been to Wano proper and met what was her name already? Otama, and heard about the plight and is now here to kill Kaido.
Yes, he would have seen her and been like, things are fucked. I'll help you. And then he tried, and this is his attempt. And then he meets Yamato, and there's a big battle. And Ace notices that she's got like chains around her wrists. And, they keep fighting for a bit, and they're evenly matched, and it's all very epic.
Indeed.
And then he sort of, like, implies that she hates her dad, and she's like, what? It's true, I do hate my dad, and now we're friends. Like, it's very quick, but it's all right. I like it.
He's making the point, as Ace would, Gold Roger's son, he hates his dad, because blah, 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 it was unfair to him, he had a tough life growing up, fair enough. That you don't choose your fathers. The sins of the father do not carry on to their children, So
Yeah.
Don't worry about that so much.
So
don't let your heart be bound like your hands, Yamato. Yeah.
So they stop fighting. Yamato smashes the dragon statue, and then Ace punches it with his fire fist, and they have a "I hate my dad" party, and they have a nice drink and a chat, and it's all very nice.
During this chat, I'll just say that Yamato says the thing. I mean, she says it twice here, but like, yeah, I'm chained. If I could only get off, then surely someday I will go out to sea. I'll just say the odds of Yamato joining Straw Hats increasing. More dialogue like this, it increase. I'm not saying it's guaranteed yet. I am not on the camp of Yamato is definitely joining the Straw Hats, but with more dialogue of this exact stripe, she seems like a better fit. It's Ace's little brother. You know, she'd fit in pretty well, I think.
I think. Yeah. I like the idea, but I feel like from Oda's point of view, he probably wouldn't want to immediately upstage Jinbei on the power level thing.
Look, Jinbei has had like 4 years to join this crew. At this point, it is his own fucking fault.
As soon as he joined, he becomes not as cool as Yamato because she's stronger than him. The tier list, the power level tier list shifts again, and Sanji gets even angrier.
My feelings on Jinbei are well known, that he's basically the boring uncle, and also overpowered in a kind of uncomfortable way for the Straw Hat crew dynamic. Yamato, I like more. I think is a better fit. But whatever. You know, I've talked about that.
Yeah, she's a strange. She's like I mean, if not on the Straw Hat crew, and she goes to sea on her own. It won't really be that long until she's embroiled in whatever's happening next, because Big Mom, if she survives, or if Elbaf is involved, she'll probably be there. And if not then, the final battle with everyone, you know, with Shanks and or Blackbeard or whatever, she's definitely going to be in that if she's going out to sea.
I would certainly think so. I mean, let's say she doesn't join the crew. I think I said this a while before. She will be like probably effectively like the liaison to whatever of like Kaido's forces break off, or like the Wano crew. You know, she is Odin or something. You know, she's that delegation of people, along with Momonosuke and the samurai during this big epic battle that will probably happen at the end. So
yeah, she might stay behind to protect Wano from other people.
I previously said that she could serve as like the Vivi effectively of Wano in some capacity. Like, I know she's not exactly the same, but like Hiyori and Momonosuke like aren't very strong. The samurai are pretty strong, but I don't know. I'm just saying it's a possibility. Right now, if I had to guess, someone put a gun to my head as there is a man behind me with a weapon pointed at my brain, demanding that I predict Yamato's future, I would say my money is on her joining the Straw Hats right now. But will that happen? I don't know. And also, just for the record, now's a good time to say, I have no problem with more people joining the Straw Hats if it's done well. Right now, I like Yamato quite a bit and see no issues of any kind with her joining the Straw Hats given the current power structure. Like, okay, Jinbei did damage, basically, and still ongoing to the weird power structure of the Straw Hats. That damage is already done. Like, I'm no longer going to torture myself about, is Yamato stronger than Sanji? Oh no, have we upset the power of the big three? It's already ruined. It doesn't matter anymore. Same way that Awakened Devil Fruits are cancer on One Piece, but the fact that Awakened Devil Fruits already happens means that Katakuri, being an Awakened Devil Fruit, didn't make One Piece any worse, and the fight could still be great. So it's a bit like that. So I don't know. Just saying. These are all possibilities. And
I would like her.
I'm
on
excited
the
to
crew.
see what happens.
She's got.
I like her. We need another girl. People have been clamoring. There will be the people, if she joins, that are like, no, we needed a Logia. We were promised a female Logia, Oda. Even though that was always headcanon.
Why would they need? Whatever. Why would they want like two specific different like things combined? I guess.
Well, people always say like the Straw Hats need like a little bit of everything, and they don't have a Logia right now. Even though Logias are pussy bitch shit in the New World, so who even cares? Look at Smoker, the jobbiest Logia of all time.
I guess so. Yeah, Yamato joining would be great. And Carrot is not.
I would love it for the record, but it would be fine. It's not that interesting. Carrot, yeah, who cares about Carrot? She sucks. Who cares about Wanda? Anybody else? It's like, remember when we, back in the day during Amazon Lily? God, if you fucking people had even read this part of One Piece, you fucking marine babby joiners. When, on Amazon Lily, there was that girl who Luffy met. Oh, it wasn't, not Sandersonia.
No.
Her name was like, God damn it, I can't remember. But
I
she
can't
was
remember at all, no.
the girl with, like, the kind of bob-ish haircut who hung out with Luffy. She was, like, the girl Luffy met first. And I was like, oh, she's gonna join. She's hanging out with Luffy too long. That was the beginning of the end of all of our retarded headcans about who's going to join, and we've been in hell ever since. What was her name?
You want to look it up
I have
quick?
to Google it. Brunswick?
No.
I thought you said that. Okay.
No, I said, do you want to look it up
Lily,
quick?
Amazons. Hang on. I've got it right here. Her name was... You can all wait. You can all just sit there and wait. Well, I pull this up. Her name is... Oh, here we go. Marguerite. Marguerite. That was her. Okay.
Marjorie... okay.
She was okay. Who cares?
She shot arrows that had the thingy on them.
She did. She used hockey, as lots of the Kuja do. That was when hockey was rising to prominence. And she used a snake bow. They owe snakes in the Amazon lilies. Okay, who cares about that? In the past flashback, Yamato is actually talking to Ace about things that are mildly amusing. That being, who are the cool youngsters right now? Ace says, oh, there's this guy, Cavan something. Obviously talking about Cavendish. He's all the rave. Haha, how fun. And they're talking about how Kid, this is Pirate Kid going crazy in the South Blue, Law in the North, Beiji in the West. Oh, how fun. No one's in the East right now, but that'll be Luffy. When he comes to prominence, my little brother, in a few years, will stir up a storm. Won't that be fun? So he's been talking her ear off about Luffy over and over. End flashback. Thank God.
Yes. And then Yamato, still talking to Momonosuke, says, Kaido's my dad, and he's like, what? A little funny moment. But this is really just the moment where Tama as well and Momonosuke are getting caught up on, like, important things that we already knew.
Right.
And at the same time, Marco is over in the big room, having healed everyone with Phoenix Fire. He's about to accelerate the combat. He's getting Zoro out of there. He's picking him up with his little bird feet, and then he's flying up.
He sure is. And, Marco does look very cool. He has big, weird trails of discs coming off of him. He's got cool blue fire. He can fly.
What are those things called? They're like a type of weapon.
Is there a word for that?
I think in Okami, the game, there's like a weapon that's like a chain of prayer beads that looks sort of like that, and you use it to you shoot them or whip them at enemies.
Interesting. Yeah, that probably is that, whatever it is. These are probably like a Japanese mythological thing. I don't know. Somebody Google that shit. Put that in the comments. Somebody knows.
Yeah, so then there's a little flashback of Marco's perspective to when Ace... So this is the Ace chapter. When Ace was talking about killing Kaido and, like, I promised Yamato I would do it. And Whitebeard is like, shut up, idiot. You're stupid. You can't do that by yourself.
We finally get that thing. Now, I talked about this a long time ago. Okay, so I was crunching the numbers a little bit. So Whitebeard does, in fact, say that slightly annoying, hacky, tropey thing of... So remember, guys, how Odin was division commander of the 2nd Division of the Whitebeard Pirates? Ace also became division commander of the 2nd Division of the Whitebeard Pirates. And, like, they kept it alive in his honor. They kept the slot open because he was just so cool. Although, if it's an honor to keep the slot open, why make Ace the commander there if, like, the point was to remember Odin's memory? Like, what relevance did Ace specifically have that made him the person to put in there?
I don't know about why Ace specifically. I think it's just because Whitebeard knew it was, like, Roger's son, and he was like, interesting. But the 2nd Division was held open as what's-her-face says.
Izo.
Izo. They only found out about his death several years after the incident had happened.
Okay, I know. But we have to crunch the numbers on that. Okay, so I'm going to give... I did this. This is the most charitable interpretation one could possibly give, even though it's slightly nonsensical. I'll be a slightly conservative. Okay, so current moment in One Piece is 22 years. No, 20 years. Right, 20 years after Odin's death. It's been 20 years since then. That was how far in the future the samurai got sent or whatever. Or was it more than that? No, okay, yeah, 20 years, sorry. It was 20 years ago that Odin died. So we know that the slot was open, like, for that, from 20 years ago until whenever Ace was granted that spot. And Ace, okay, so 2 years ago, Ace died. So obviously that's down to an 18-year gap. And then Ace went to sea 3 years before that. Now, I want to say it's probably more like maybe 1 to 2 years before that like because he had to become a pirate and then join the Whitebeard Pirates all in that 3-year window. And it's unlikely he did it within the first fucking year, but let's just say it was 3 years. Okay, that means that slot was open for 15 years at a minimum. 15 years.
Well,
that is too long to be just, because whatever.
Are you counting from, like, years after Odin died? Because Odin was on Wano, and then a bit of time passed, and then he died, and then they found out about it a few years after that.
Okay, fine. They say that it also happens a few years. Izo says several years after the incident until they found out. I don't know, let's give them 5 years. So now it's a 10-year window where they could have put someone in charge and chose not to every single day. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't matter at all. I'm just pointing out it's a little silly. Oh, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal, but it's a little silly. It's a little tropey. That's all I'm saying. 10 years? Come on. What's the deal? Why?
I don't know. I feel like they say it had been retired, like the just out of respect.
Then why was Ace put in charge? They unretired it for Ace? Why?
Yeah, I guess you'd need a reason for that. I don't know.
It's obviously a tropey thing to establish a connection between Odin and Ace. That's fine, but I'm not going to pretend I don't see what Oda's doing behind the scenes for no, like, real reason. That's it. It's fine. It's not a crime. When too many coincidences happen, and it is, like, it's not a coincidence, really. It's just a thing that didn't have to be this way that Oda's putting there to make more links.
I guess it's really just like when they had Ace and they thought, well, okay, what relation is he to Whitebeard in the crew? Let's say, the 2nd Division Commander. Oh, that's cool. That's a cool sounding thing. Then later, when it comes up
15
with
years
Odin
ago when Oda came up with that was fine. It didn't mean anything back then.
Yeah, it didn't mean anything. And then now that...
now he's putting extra meaning on it. And, like I said, it's not a problem whatsoever.
I don't think it's much
I feel
of a
the
problem.
conveniences.
I think if there's any, like, reason that they reopened it for Ace, like, this seems to be post that other flashback. So, like, Ace has already met Yamato and he wants to go back and, like, do it, and he made a promise.
Well, I mean, this is... Damn it. Okay, I guess we do not know specifically when Ace was made 2nd Division Commander relative to his visit to Wano. This doesn't confirm that it was done afterward, nor does it confirm it was done before. I guess I was assuming it was done before he went to Wano, but I suppose that's not necessarily true.
I mean,
it's
he wants
possible
he wants to go. I think it's pretty clear. Like, he wants to go back to Wano. He wants to, like, have the Whitebeard Pirates take down that place, like, to return. Marco said,
"Oh, wait.
Yeah, we thought about going back to Wano country, but we just never did." And Ace wants to go by himself. I made a promise. Like, who would he have made a promise to if he had not already gone there?
He made a promise to Otama.
She was in Wano, though, so he would already have gone.
Yeah, he had definitely already been to Wano. Like, he went to Wano, Kaido wasn't there, so he left and was going to come back later.
Yeah.
The promise was to Otama. But also, for the record here, I'm reading this again a little more carefully. Sorry we're taking so long on this, people, but these are the kind of shit you get on the podcast. There's a quote here from Whitebeard saying, about who it was that previously held the seat of the 2nd Division commander. I mean, this, like, it's not that Whitebeard had just given it to him and is now telling him, like, the backstory behind it. It was clearly a coincidence that Ace was given the 2nd Division commander, that he is now being informed was Odin's position in the past. At least I think that's a pretty clear interpretation of this. So it is a coincidence that Ace is in the 2nd Division commander spot. It is a coincidence. This is basically 100% confirmed by this dialogue. And any changes to that would be a retcon from this point, based on how it's phrased. Would be some hacky work. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Anyway,
I'm sorry, people. I care about these details. I can't help but look at them.
Well, I mean, there's always a level of like uncertainty when it comes to translation. So you might not.
Yeah, that's right. The final cope of any manga reader who wants to defend their position. In Japanese, it says what I wanted to say.
Exactly what I wanted to hear cannot be translated in English. It just can't be done.
Okay, you win. You're right. I can't disagree. Hey, look, it's Blackbeard. He's laughing.
Blackbeard, yes.
He's doing stuff.
Yeah, this whole bit is just to show that Marco is thinking like, yeah, you know, I was thinking of you know, if Ace went to go take down Kaido, bring me along. Like, you son of a bitch, I'm in. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Let's go.
Yeah.
But it's like, he's dead.
And they did it. Haha. Now, if I'm like, there's Diamond Joe's is there, and also that guy who has like the chain chomp thing. Yeah, you remember that division commander who has a chain chomp? I remember that guy. What if those guys had said, "You son of a bitch, we're in"? They can't do that because they're not there now. Even though, for the record, why does Marco care so much about this? Like, I don't mind at all that Marco is here, and he could even have said in the past, like, "You son of a bitch, I'm in." That's all fine. But I am just actively curious, like, why Marco is particularly interested in being involved in this raid on Wano. Like, what's the connection
Marco
with him?
was there. I mean, Marco and Izo were both tied. Not tied. Izo more than Marco, but Marco met, like, Odin, didn't he? Wasn't he back there at the time?
No, you're definitely right. But, like, so was Diamond Jaws and these other guys. Like, what makes it that Marco cares more? Okay, whatever. You know what? This is actual overanalyzing from me. It is just the case that Marco cared more than these other guys. So, okay, that is his personality.
Yeah.
Understood. That's fine. That's not even a thing for me to point out. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Marco's flying. He's got Zoro, and then the dinosaurs are here. King and Queen. They've transformed. They're gonna stop him. They're gonna stop him good.
Damn, he's a thick boy, Queen. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, and he's got like a shotgun in his mouth, I guess. I guess he's
okay. Yeah, that's noteworthy. I think we're getting into cyborg territory with Queen. Because how else would you have a gun tongue?
I mean, he does have a robot arm already, so I guess this isn't that strange.
True.
I do wonder about, like, transforming Devil Fruit. Does he, like, have that gun elsewhere, and when he transforms...
Like, when he's human, is that still inside of him, you mean?
Yeah, like, where does it stay when he transforms?
You know, Oda could do this any way he wants. It's never been established. Like, if you're a Zoan... And let's just say, the smallest example, you turn into a bull, like that guy who's the king of Sakura Kingdom now, whatever, I can't remember, Dalton. If he got a tattoo, for example, while he was in bull form and then turned back, would he still have that tattoo when human? Like, I'm saying, do you just change but stuff stays the same? Or do you, like, get a new body that replaces your old one? Like, Queen doesn't... No, he does appear to have a robot leg, I think.
Yeah, he does on his left leg there.
Strange. Maybe you have control over it as a Zoan.
I think it's just cartoon logic. Like, in real life, if you transformed like that, all of your clothes would rip, and they don't want to have to deal with that so it just changes to suit the animal, and it's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Although, I mean, I am interested in this question of, does Queen still have a gun tongue when in human form? My answer is probably yes. Probably yes.
He seems like he's chunky enough. He's thick enough to hide that in there.
Maybe we'll get to that. But okay, so moving on from there, we'll get back to them. They're trying to stop Marco, not working so well. And I remind everyone, yes, he has a Zoan Devil Fruit. We can see he has holes in this, and earlier in human form, he had a giant knife through his head. But he has the properties of Paramecia, Logia, and Zoan, and so he can basically phase stuff right through him, just like a Logia, because he's just got that blue fire magic. Yeah. So, boom. Otama and fucking... I guess Otama didn't know, and Momonosuke didn't know either, that Luffy was...
Ace's brother?
He was Ace's brother, right. And that...
Yeah, it's really just
she's learning
Luffy
that Luffy was Ace's
didn't
brother.
say anything when, like, Luffy told her that Ace was dead, he's not coming back, and she was like, what the fuck? But he didn't mention that it was a brother thing.
You know, I know I've talked about this many times, but yes, it is in character for Luffy to not say very, like, what I would call vital information about, like, hey, you knew Ace? He's dead. Also, he's my brother, but I'm not going to mention that part. Like, why? Why wouldn't you mention that?
I think the point of that moment was not just to set up this joke here, but it was more to show that Luffy has emotionally been able to move on from it, and he's no longer, like, screaming and crying about Ace's death.
Well, you say that, and perhaps that's true, given the situation.
Like, he still cares, obviously, but it's like,
yeah, of course
he's
he cares,
okay
of
with
course.
just saying how it is.
Well, I'm just saying that Luffy, like, also, you know, at the beginning of the series, never mentioned that, like, this is just Luffy's thing. He never mentions his, like, relationships. Actually, this is just every character in One Piece. Never mentions their, like, familial relationships unless pressed to do so. And so far, the only character that has, like, a narrative justification for this is Sanji, who had, like, a horrible family, who, like, actively forswore his family. Like, any day, we could get a flashback chapter to when Brook was, like... What was it? He was like the leader of, like, the kingdom's raiding party somewhere in the West Blue that we've never spent any time diving into, and could be anything. He could be the most important man in all of West Blue, just as Sanji turned out to be the most important man ever of the North Blue, just because it was once mentioned that he was from the North Blue. Not that it is, you know, I'm not that cynical about it, but I don't know. This is just a thing. People don't talk about their backstories in One Piece. It's not about that. It also gives Oda a convenient get-out-of-jail-free card when it's time to cash in on the backstory of characters. I'm aware that all these things are happening, and it's very narratively convenient, but it is what it is. Been reading this series for decades. You got to get used to it, or shut up about it at some point.
I feel like it's specifically a Luffy thing that he never... for any reason explains family.
Well, it's all of them.
I guess all of them, but
it's most of them.
I think the point is that it isn't important, really.
I agree. It's not like he's trying to hide anything. He just doesn't care. I'm
trying to think if there's like a sort of like familial bonds are not important. It's like the will of like family is whoever you want, but that's already the case with Ace because they're not bound by blood. They're friend brothers.
I would say that is a thing in One Piece, but it's kind of one of the lower key elements. Like that's just implied, though it's never, because it's never been like an issue. A character with like a problematic family is somebody like Sanji, but that was only revealed, you know, like one arc ago. So obviously we were reading One Piece for like 2 decades before that was an issue. So, like, Luffy doesn't have, like, a bad family life. He just doesn't really talk about it or care about it. He actually had a good family life with Ace. He just didn't mention it because, well, you could say Oda hadn't come up with Ace yet, which is probably true at the beginning, but I just don't care. It's not a problem, really. At least at this point in the game.
So, Yamato's wrapping up her story and is saying that Ace was Luffy's brother, Roger's son. And Momonosuke's pogging. He's going nuts about this news.
Indeed.
And Yamato, I think
they think it's fate, though, that they're like, oh yeah, you know, I mean, this is a little bit much, but like, oh yeah, Ace was here. He was gonna kill. Actually, they say, what do they say? Does she say the thing about how I thought it was going to be Ace who was the big boy, but actually it was his little brother? Whoa, amazing. Oh wait, no, I think that's from next chapter. Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. I apologize for wasting
I think she's just
time.
saying, like, of all the people who brought Momonosuke back to Wano, it just happened to be Ace's brother who was also here.
Well, Momonosuke brought Luffy back.
Brought Luffy. Of all
Yeah.
people to help, he brought the Ace's brother.
Right. Which is quite a coincidence. It's true. Very convenient writing. Thanks, Oda.
All right, so before that conversation concludes in the next chapter, we get a cutaway to the top of Onegashima's skull, and there's Big Mom
Yep.
and Kaido. Big Mom, Prometheus, and Zeus have fully charged.
Notably,
So-
they are currently no longer fighting the Samurai Boys. Where'd they go? I'm sure we'll find out soon. They're just having a drink, having a relax.
Yar, and
Rip.
they have a little chat here between them, the two of them, and yeah. So there's a few things to note on what they say. Big Mom says leave Nico Robin alive because she wants somebody to read the poneglyphs. Kaido, I think we may have already known that Big Mom had pudding for the express purpose of reading poneglyphs.
I don't remember hearing
I don't
that
remember
before,
exactly, but I feel
yeah.
like that may have been mentioned somewhere.
And
But
she
here's-
says,
yeah.
she needs to, like, awaken. She have to have a true awakening. So, okay, first of all, hey, Pudding. Remember Pudding? Yes. Pudding was cool.
Yes.
And apparently a three-eyed tribe member, or a half-breed or whatever, needs to have some kind of awakening that, at a minimum, would allow them to read the poneglyphs, and presumably a lot more than that, too. So that's interesting. I wonder if there'll be more of that later.
I think there might be, if they're mentioning it here so
Sure.
close to chapter 1000. Pudding has not been seen for such a long time, so that means she might come back, might have read a poneglyph and then say, "Hey, Nico Robin, guess what I read?" And she says it. Now Nico Robin has all the info.
Maybe she'll be like because only there's a very few number of people who can read the poneglyphs. I suppose maybe this three-eyed tribe or Pudding could potentially be one of them now. Maybe this will be used narratively to, like, allow the these other, like, Luffy has Nico Robin, they can read them. They could, like, put together the road poneglyph info and, like, get to, the Laugh Tale and stuff. Maybe this will be how, like, other pirate crews, Big Mom and others, like, chase them and are following to also try to get to Laugh Tale, where a war could theoretically happen. No idea. Just a thought. Oh, and here's where Kaido says it's easy to get more slaves. Based. Agreed.
So easy.
Too easy, really.
So Big Mom asks, "Is the road poneglyph there?" So I guess, like,
Oh,
is
wait, sorry. But
Kaido's-
before that, there's also just to mention that there's a party going on. They're carrying the castle to the Flower Capital. Maybe this is said before, but the plan is just to drop it directly on top of the previous
we thought
capital.
about what would happen, and yes, there's just
That
confirming
is what's gonna
that's the only
happen,
thing
yeah.
that's going to happen. They're just going
Lol.
to kill everyone.
Epic. Okay, anyway, yes, road poneglyph. She's asking.
Yeah, Big Mom asks, like, I assume his road poneglyph, like Kaido. So
Yeah.
your road poneglyph is there. Can I have a look? See?
It's the most important thing that these people need from each other. Yeah.
And they start arguing about it, like, "Huh, you just want to you just want to team up for the road poneglyph," and then she's like,
Kaido says, "You pirates are only after one thing, and it's disgusting."
and it's a Minecraft cube.
Indeed. But
So-
Big Mom here. Oh yeah, go on.
Yeah. So Big Mom says, "Hey, it's not like that. We've got a very
Platonic,
we're
bro.
We're tight because of
Yeah.
what happened when the Rocks pirates fell to ruin. Our previous pirate crew.
On that day.
I was the one that gave you your funny fish fruit, and that made you a dragonfish."
All right, so here it is. Okay, so and she says, "Hey, you owe me a lifelong debt for how dope that is. So we'll argue about this after we acquire the One Piece." Boom, there it is. End of chapter. Okay, but stepping back. So, okay, Big Mom is just stating, as thank you for narrating so clearly for us, Big Mom, on that day at God Valley, when Gold Roger and Garp fought against the Rocks Pirates, which these two are both members of, and they got all fucked up. On that day specifically, for whatever reason, Big Mom gave Kaido a mythical type fish, devil fruit of an unspecified variety. But, okay, this is notable. For a long time, people have talked about, like, the water devil fruit, because there's a kind of a clash between devil fruits and water-y type stuff. but there is in fact a fish one, clearly, that Kaido seems
or
to
at least
consume.
types of fruit that are fish fruit, and this one happens to be mythical in the same way that
Indeed.
Marco's one is a mythical zone.
Indeed. And also, Katarina Devon has also eaten the mythical, like, fox fruit. She's the 9-tailed fox.
Oh, yeah.
And probably one or two others I forget offhand. So that's all fine. Okay, so let's just, I mean, it says below the chapter thing, like the translators put together a little thing, but Kaido doesn't look much like a fish. He looks like a dragon. What's the deal with that? So is there going to be any crazy thing about, whoa, it's mythical and it's fish, so actually this is the one devil fruit that can swim in the ocean? Okay, God, I hope not, but probably not. That would be retarded. What's more likely is that this whole fish thing is, there's a legend, don't you know, in ancient Chinese folklore that Japan has and lots of people have, of a koi fish that tried to swim up a waterfall, and lots of them did it, and after like 100 years, only one did, and that fish was granted by the gods, like a power, and it became a dragon. And he is a dragon. So, whoa, was he originally a fish that became a dragon with his devil fruit? I don't know, but it sounds pretty cool. Maybe
I
he was
think
just like
the
always a dragon fish.
is just like a category or whatever, and like the only thing he can turn into is that final dragon form.
Well, the fun thing about this is that, you know, I do, this is just a little thing, and I like it a lot. This is the kind of stuff I love from Oda that I want to see more of. That's like every single fucking member of Kaido's crew is like an ancient Zoan devil fruit, and most of them are specifically like Ryu no Mi, or dragon devil fruit. But Kaido himself appears to not be a dragon devil fruit. Even though he is a literal dragon, he is a fish. That just like defies expectations, is hilarious. If it,
Yeah.
I mean, we'll find out exactly what it means.
Dude, he drinks like a fish.
So it is. And you know, we all thought his tattoo, his big scaly tattoo, were dragon scales. No. Those are koi fish scales, for sure. Or maybe just goldfish scales. Who knows? Epic. Anyway, like, obviously Oda just put that in as a little, like, what? And I'm sure it
Yeah,
probably won't, like,
I'm sure it's a
matter
little
much.
like, you wouldn't expect it to be a fish, would you? What if his like middle form is like he turns into a fish and he just starts flopping around? It's like I never use that one. I just go straight to dragon.
I want to see that. Oda, please do it. I mean, you know, almost every Zoan eventually shows their like hybrid form. There was like remember with Eni's lobby guy Rob Lucci, he like always turned into his hybrid form of cheetah, or was he a leopard? No, he's a cheetah. Yeah, he's a cheetah man. And then, like, during the fight with Luffy later on, just for, like, one panel, just for fun, he turned into, like, full panther? Leopard. No, cheetah. Cheetah, right. He turned full cheetah, and just, like, was a cat for one panel, and then never did that again, because why would you ever do that? It's not particularly useful for combat. Like, Oda, throw us a bone. Let's see the fish. Let's see the weird hybrid dragon form. And because Kaido hasn't even seriously, or seemed to get serious yet, I'm hoping that'll be the get serious time for this Zoan Devil Fruit Commander man, and that'll look cool and be interesting. So I mean, that's about it. That's chapter 999, Devil Fruits.
Chapter 999.
Not bad.
Kaido and Big Mom saying, yes, One Piece, that's what we're doing, that's the name of the thing. They look towards the camera.
I was expecting their alliance to break down long before now, but they actually seem to be holding it together pretty well, so good for them.
Yeah, I think it's mostly that they have history, so it's like, yeah, let's like old times' sake. They're not going to distrust each other that easily.
They seem legitimately like on the same side. And you know what? I never had a problem with this, but I've got to say, the fact that they were both on this like ancient legendary rocks pirate crew, and that fucking Big Mom gave Kaido the devil fruit that he uses now, it actually goes a long way to making it be like believable that they would actually ally successfully and would like be willing to work together. So it's actually working very well for me in the moment, even aside from like the bigger lore implications. So pretty good.
I've got to wonder though, like in the intervening years, why were they at odds with each other? Was it just like petty bullshit, and they were just so strong that, you know, they wouldn't ever really fully go to war with each other, but they wouldn't like befriend each other either. It's
got to be something like that. Like I'm thinking about what has brought them together now. It's the fact that Luffy raided Whole Cake, and he, like, brought Kaido out, or brought Big Mom, you know, out from, I guess, the complacency of just hiding at home and eating delicious food all day, and, like, reignited her desire to be on the road and become Pirate King again or whatever. And it just happened to bring them together? I don't know. That's not really much of an answer, but I'm guessing just the fact that they've been motivated to get together again, and, like, Luffy is actively progressing towards becoming Pirate King and getting all the poneglyphs. They're like, oh shit, there's a new contender who's like actually making power plays. We got to get serious or we're going to get left behind. I don't know, probably something like that. That's my guess. All right, let's move on, baby. We did it at long last. Chapter 1000. We've been waiting a long time. Boom, there it is. 2 covers of Shonen Jump, put them together. You had a big old celebration. All these Jump authors drew little pictures of One Piece characters. Of all characters, fucking My Hero Academia man chose Don Krieg to draw. That's absolutely fascinating. I wonder why.
Yeah, I did notice that. I was like, that's a very old character, but if it's like all the different Shonen Jump artists drawing their favorite One Piece characters, it's cool that some of them chose like pretty old ones. Like you can see there, I don't know who drew it, but the man in the box with the big afro. What's his name?
Gaimon.
Yeah.
Wait, where's he? I don't see him immediately.
Next to Dr. Stone, you see?
Oh, yeah. And I have no idea what series that is that guy's drawing from. But I love that he put Gaimon. That's the good shit. Black Clover Man did Shirahoshi.
There's Gecko Moria in the back there somewhere.
Yeah, and I thought that was Demon Slayer, but it's not. I don't know what the hell that is. You got Jujutsu Kaisen drew Arlong of all characters with his cool fuzzy hat. Epic. Very epic. One of these people even just drew the big white bunnies from Drum Island. Not even a named character.
I see that. That's great.
Oh, there's Heracles for who trained fucking
trained Usopp.
Yeah.
Hang on, I can't zoom in on those ones.
He's on the top right, if you can see him.
Yeah, top right. I can't really see all those.
Oh, yeah. You just kind of see the black outline.
Well, yeah.
Well, there you go, people. It's fun and good. So, congratulations, Oda. You made it, buddy. One Piece started in, I believe, 1997. It's technically 2001 now, so you can call that 24 years generously. And
you said 2001?
Did I say? I meant 2021.
2021.
Right. That's
living in the past. I see.
Whoopsie daisy. All right. Chapter 1000. Straw Hat Luffy. Obviously, this is going to reveal we're going to meet Eam. We're going to meet Sabo. Dragon's going to meet with Luffy. The Revolutionary Army is going to defeat the Tenryubito. It's going to be a tumultuous chapter. The prophecies are all going to come true this chapter. Obviously, let's get into it.
Yes, so, Luffy had been running, we didn't see him last chapter, but he's been running up the way towards Kaido, and then he gets to this, presumably, final staircase, and Shishilian, the 3 musketeers, I forget the names of the other guys.
Zebra and Fox, man.
Yeah, they're all standing there, all cool, like, we killed 1 million people for you.
Thanks, guys. Love that.
And Luffy remembers how they helped defend Raizo, and Lion Boy cries, big helpful, like happy tears, like oh.
I guess he feels validated.
Validated.
At last.
Dude, Sicilian, you're
bro.
valid.
I love that, bro. I guess he's just overwhelmed by all they've been through and being thanked. I don't exactly get why he's crying, but okay, whatever. There's a lot of emotions going on here.
Well,
it's fine.
I think it is like this has been so long in the making. I guess, but I'm trying to think what the Minx specifically.
Protecting Raizo, it fucked up Wano or Zoe and all that stuff. It did
fuck up Zoe quite a lot.
To
so it's like, to
defeat Kaido. Yeah.
Don't know how many Minx died. I'm not sure if any of them did, but maybe they did.
Unless they specifically state some died, I'm just going to assume it was 0.
Yeah.
Because it's One Piece.
All right, then King and Queen fighting Marco. You can see
something ain't right with Queen. What's going on here?
Something ain't right with Queen. Right. He is definitely a cyborg man because he's got like a extendable metal. Even though his neck is so long already,
he wasn't satisfied with a normal Brachiosaurus neck. He needed to go even further beyond, and so he did with Robo Slinky Inspector Gadget neck. and it looks pretty fucked up, but it's cool. I mean, Frankie's whole existence is quite fucked up if you think about it for even one split fucking second. I can only imagine what Queen has done to himself to do this. And also, can he do this while in human form? Can he make his zero neck into very big neck when?
Yeah, I wonder about that.
I don't know.
When he's normal human, he doesn't have a neck. He doesn't have anything to extend.
I guess we'll just never know. I wonder if we'll see that. Are we building up for more cyborg stuff with a potential Queen fight? I hope so. Now we're learning Queen can do cool things. He's not just a man with a gun, and I like that.
Marco does a cool pose, grabbing them with his wings.
Notably, he seems to job both King and Queen at the same time, basically, while throwing Zoro. So he's really styling on the Beast Pirates quite a bit right now, if you ask me.
He's pretty cool, that Marco.
Cool.
I'm sure this is not, like, any sort of indication that he could beat both of them at the same time in a real fight.
Marco is clearly top tier, top 5, top 1.
Top 1.
He's the strongest, yeah, I'd say.
The top 1 pirates in One Piece, Marco.
My 1 hour YouTube video. Well, you have to cover all the ones who aren't 1 in order to get who is number 1, I would say. So anyway, so Zero is flung up. Boom, there he is. Zero's on his way. Zoro. Whoops. Whoopsie daisy.
Whoops. The D. So Momonosuke's talking about the will of D. Yamato has just said that in the last chapter.
Indeed.
I don't think we learn anything about the will of D. It's just that Luffy has it.
Yeah,
and
they're
we know
just
that.
stating it's a thing. Mm-hmm.
Yamato says that she found this, she's giving the journal, Odin's journal, to Momonosuke.
Yeah, where it belongs.
Yeah, so I can't remember when we, probably during the Odin flashback or a little bit afterwards, we weren't sure whether the journal still existed, and Yamato has it, so...
We've known Yamato's had it for a bit, because that's where she learned like a lot about him and became a sim for him and shit, you know.
So all of the information about Laugh-Tale, I should say, that he did write in there, Momonosuke will now have that info.
Yes, this seems like it could be a very big deal that this information is with Momonosuke, aka
I do wonder if I can't remember exactly what he wrote in there. Did he write like spoilers?
Well, so we didn't get an exhaustive detail. So, I mean, anything could be in there. And, like, okay, notably, Odin went to Laugh Tale and, like, read whatever Joy Boy's message was that made them all laugh and, like, learned about what was at the end of the Grand Line. Like, any and all of that could be in that journal, for sure.
Yeah.
But will it be? I don't know. Like, maybe they'll take the Rayleigh approach and say, you gotta come here to learn what it is for yourself. Who knows?
Like, like, the only thing we do know is that based on what he saw from Joy Boy, he predicts that in 20 years from now, new boys will come, because I think that was like a prophecy. I can't even remember.
So I spent a while double-checking that information specifically, and, like, this chapter touches on that stuff a bit more. So, yeah, so, like, prophecy stuff was a big deal, but I don't think okay, at least we don't know that Joy Boy... and, like, the stuff on Laugh-Tale gave them any necessarily clear information, I don't think. But what we do know, because some special focus was given to it, was that before that, when they were on Fishman Island, and when they met Madame Charlotte when she was, like, 3 years old, Madame Charlotte gave them a ton of information about, like, literal predictions for the future, which are not limited to the fact that like Poseidon was going to be born to Neptune in a few years.
Yes.
And like later on we see in this chapter, I think it's pretty clearly implied that like important, powerful pirates will appear in 20 years and they will do important stuff. And that's, you know, the current events of One Piece. I believe.
Okay, so that's not a Joy Boy thing necessarily.
It's possible, because I think when Roger read like the Joy Boy message on Laugh Tale, I think he said something along the lines of like, haha, cool story, bro. I now see that based on your message, Joy Boy, I was in fact too early to do whatever it is Joy Boy is talking about. So like, I think that is sort of related to prophecy stuff. We don't know if it had any actual
it's like,
prophecy there. Yeah.
that was the impression. Like Joy Boy knows that something will need to be happening at a certain time. And Charlie like says there'll be new pirates in 20 years. Give a hard like date to that.
Here's a way that could be done that's totally inoffensive. Look, I hate that the prophecy stuff exists, but in a way, it does justify why Gold Roger was like willing to go quietly into that good night, and to start the golden age of piracy. So like he was important, and he inspired Luffy, and it's all very important and stuff. Here's just a way that Joy Boy's message could go. Like it could just say, "Hey, whoever you are reading this, like in whatever complicated way, but it could be boiled down to like." You need to use Poseidon and destroy Marie Joie and create All Blue and do that, and that's how you win One Piece and make the world free and good or something.
And they
so
laughed
just please
because
do
that was the stupidest thing they'd ever heard.
Yes, exactly. And he could just say, please do that. And, because we know Joy Boy, like, made that arc and was going to save Fishman Island, blah, 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 do all that stuff. And, that necessitates that Poseidon exist. And Gold Roger knew Poseidon didn't exist yet and wouldn't for several years because of the prophecy stuff in Fishman Island. Therefore, can't do anything about it. And I also have a terminal illness, so like I'm going to die very, very soon. So like that's how Gold Roger could have totally known it's over for me, but someone in the future is going to do something. Blah blah blah. I don't know, something like that.
He may have even thought it could be his son who.
Yeah, he expected it to be, I think. Yeah.
And it was
That's why he got busy baby making as soon as he was a free man. Canonically. Well, so obviously we'll learn more about that in the future. But right now, okay, so we're getting a little bit more information. Yamato's like, "Ooh, you were born on Whitebeard's ship. And you rode on Roger's ship. Wasn't that cool?" Odin and the Roger Pirates predicted that 20 years in the future, a new generation of young, powerful pirates would advance the New World. It's the specificity of 20 years. And that happens a couple times in here. I don't believe that was ever specifically said like this, in 20 years, we will, a new generation will come and will defeat Kaido and blah, 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 use the Joy Boy stuff, whatever, Poseidon will work with them. I think they're inferring that a little bit based on, like, guesses and stuff. But, see, Oda, this is what you've done to us. By introducing prophecies, you've made us have to question, like, how much of this is specifically predicted. Now, I'm just going to skip ahead a little bit, because there's a part where it says, later on here, hang on, let me scroll down to it. Like, these are the words that Odin predicted specifically. Oh, right. Odin, quote, Odin documented the future as follows, and then it just clearly states, 20 years from now, pirates shouldering the burden of the next era will appear, and if I have already passed on, they will be the ones to take down Kaido. Odin, how much of that is prophecy, and how much of that is your inference that this group will take down Kaido? It doesn't really matter, but it matters for me to decide how hacky the writing is. So please be clear about what is and isn't a literal prophecy. But there's nothing we can do about that right now, so whatever.
Yeah. It's
whatever.
Yeah.
It's whatever. I mean, I've screed and railed about prophecy stuff in the past. Whatever. It is what it is. Damage is done. It's fine. So here, Ace. Okay. Now, there's another thing happening here. And I actually had a long discussion yesterday with the lads in the Poddy cast about this. That I think ties into like...
Discord.
Oh, right. Yes, the Poddy Discord. Thank you. So there's a thing here where we cut back to the past conversation of Yamato and Ace. And Ace is like, whoa, my tongue slipped. I spoke without thinking. I said something that Oda is clearly deliberately not including in the actual text at this particular moment. But, it's my little brother's ultimate dream. Like, I'm not... I try not to say it so people won't laugh. And
so
there's been contention as to what that dream is specifically. Yeah. Go on.
I was a little confused at this as well. My first thought was like, I want to be the Pirate King. But then Yamato says, no, a great man once said that.
Right.
the Pirate King uttered those exact same words. So it's something that Roger said that Luffy
Correct.
also just happened to have said.
For
and
the
she
record,
is moved by that.
yeah, that's true. There is a connection here because for the last while, okay, so during the flashback with Odin, there was a moment where they again do this thing where, and I looked this up, so I know this for a fact. Gold Roger, the lads in the pod Discord were helping me out with all this information, but like Gold Roger is sitting with Whitebeard and Odin when they were meeting, when Odin was joining like the Gold Roger Pirates or whatever, and he said like I will become. He said these words, I will become, and then ... we cut away, and then we cut back to Odin and Whitebeard reacting like, what? That's crazy. Like, you can't become that thing that you didn't clearly state, like, narratively, for the audience. And that moment has massive connection flashbacks to a time during the Luffy flashback after Marineford, when Luffy also said, I will become, as a child, Luffy saying, I will become, ... We cut away, cut back to Sabo and Ace reacting and going, whoa,
That's what I was thinking.
Yes,
so,
it
like,
definitely was a connection to that scene. And
so,
now
so
this,
Luffy's, like, true dream, aside from being the Pirate King, his dream as Pirate King is something that we don't actually know yet.
Well, this is
like that's
the
what
contention.
I can take from that, is that he has maybe not a larger necessarily ambition, but like something that being the Pirate King is necessary for having. Because if it was just, I want to be the Pirate King, we already know that. They wouldn't have omitted it if it was that.
Well, that's one theory. Listen, let's just put a pin in this conversation. Let's get back to this at the end of the chapter, because it is relevant to this. Okay. So Yamato here is like, she does appear to be emotionally reacting to this. I would never laugh at that. The Pirate King uttered the same words. And just to be clear, like, this chapter is the stitching, clearly, between when Luffy said that as a child and when Roger said that. We now, like, it's very clearly implied. They said the same thing. Okay, great. Understood.
Yeah.
So moving on. Yeah, go on.
And the thing is, like, Ace says he honestly believes it. He believes that he can do it.
Yes.
So it's a thing he wants to do.
It's a thing, specifically, they say, I will become. Those words are explicit in the text. I will become ... So it's a noun
The
thing.
man who can change the world.
Well, something like that. Something
like...
But let's continue, and we'll get back to it.
We'll get... Yeah.
So Ace does a little thing here where he says, because Yamato just says, like, there was a dude in this journal who said those same words. She's talking about Gold Roger, but hasn't said that name. Ace, famously hates his dad, but here in this conversation, hearing that there was a man who said what Luffy had said, he's like, that sounds like a great guy I would love to drink with. But Yamato's like, he's dead. Lol. Okay, so like, when the problems of Ace's life are swept aside, Ace actually likes the man his dad is clearly the implication here, and would like to have a drink with him, but alas, he's already dead. But so are you, Ace, so have a drink with him in the afterlife, so isn't that nice? Whoa, direct quote, we're talking about a dead guy? Yes, Ace, you. Haha, epic. Now, here's another mildly annoying thing, just because I don't know why Oda would do this. Yamato says, anyway, here's this. It's your Vivre card that I made for you, that I personally made. Or I guess she doesn't say I personally made it, but like, this is Ace learning what a Vivre card is. It's being given it here. First of all, like, after being a Whitebeard pirate for a long time, maybe they're not that common. Okay, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's like we're piling on more things that specifically come from Wano and Yamato specifically. Whoa, Yamato is literally the one who made Ace the Ace Vivre card that obviously was a big deal for, when Ace met up with Luffy and stuff, all that.
Tore off bits of it and gave it to Luffy and stuff.
Luffy specifically was not going to go rescue Ace when he read it in the paper. He's like, Ace lives his own adventure, he'll be fine, until he saw that the Vivre card was burning and dying. And then he's like, okay, he's actually going to die, I have to go. So it was very important narratively. Oda, I was hoping and praying, until this moment, I didn't even know I was doing this, that there was just going to be some shopkeeper somewhere who's just the guy who sits there and makes Vivre cards. And it would never even be, maybe one time Luffy would go there and be like, oh, cool. In Elbaf, that's where the guy is who makes Vivre cards. He's just a guy who works in a workshop. Isn't that fun? But I guess it's a Wano thing now. I guess.
Well, it could be a Wano thing. It could
Is it a
also just
Yamato
be
thing?
a thing that... Not a Yamato thing, but like a thing that is easier to do. Because I'm trying to think of the other characters who have given Vivre cards or have made them. I know Rayleigh made one, I think.
Yes, that's true. And Rayleigh could go anywhere, for sure.
Rayleigh was on Roger's crew, so if it is a Wano thing, he could have learned it from going to Wano.
Okay,
I
well,
think.
just
Did he
for
go
the
there?
record, I suppose it could be a skill that you can learn. That is theoretically possible. But Yamato has just met Ace here on Wano. She definitely hasn't, like, left Wano and come back in this small time frame where she's, like, still wounded from their fight, probably, like, the day before. And she had it made. So probably, like, one of the Beast Pirates, like, knew a guy, or maybe one of them has the ability to make them, or...
I feel like it might just be, like, a technological thing that you can learn, like a craft you can learn how to do.
Possibly.
I don't know. Maybe we will find, like, the guy who invented them at some point, but
Maybe.
I don't think this is implying that Yamato has a special power, or that
would not make
Wano
sense.
necessarily has the only way, like, they only come from Wano. I don't think that's what this is saying. I think it's just, like, for some reason, Ace has not come across a Vivre card yet, and this is the first time.
As the pedantic asshole I am, I would love to go back and trace all the mentions of Vivre card and their origins, because I really could have sworn that somebody said that there was a shopkeeper who made them. And it is possible that person was on Wano, but Wano is a closed borders place, so it's like really, really hard to get into Wano for almost anyone except the Beast Pirates. So,
True,
like, that would make it, like, kind of not a very common thing, you would think, outside of Wano, unless it's not that.
That's true, but
Yeah.
I think if it's like an invention, like somebody makes this type of paper, and the only thing you need to do is, like, add, like, I don't know, a hair of the person you want it to be for, and
True.
then it's that's all you need to do to it. That paper could have been, like, made and then sold, and there's a guy who makes them, and Yamato may have got this because her father is a Yonko, and he probably has Vivre card or can import them. Because she's not a Wano local.
Well, that's true, but again, that would depend on it being something that you can, like, transport, and then you can infuse it with a person's DNA or something, which is possible. It is possible. I think if one wanted to refer to text, go back to when, what was her name? Lola gave them a Big Mom Vivre card back at the end of Thriller Bark. Perhaps that would reveal that Oda is a hack and is changing things. I don't know. I'm always on patrol, baby. Okay, well, whatever. There's lots of ways that this could be not a problem, so I will defer judgment until more information is revealed. Though you are revealed to be a hack on this day, Oda.
Yeah.
All right, anyway, so she gives him the beloved, plot-relevant Vivre card. How epic.
Yeah, she tears off a piece and keeps it, and one day it disappears.
Yep. So she knew
got
he
the
was dead as a
newspaper.
doornail.
She knew he was dead, then she got the newspaper, she learned about Luffy being his brother, and Roger's son,
Which
and
I
all
guess she
that
must have
stuff.
gotten through her Beast Pirates connections, because Lord knows Wano doesn't get much news from the outside. Wait a minute,
Definitely
she says the
that.
next day... Whoa, okay. I know this is possible. The next day, the newspapers told me, so... Okay, I'll just assume the Beast Pirates get newspapers, like, every day from the outside. They wheel them in, they get...
I
even
could
though
imagine
Wano's
that,
closed borders...
because she lives on Onigashima specifically, as far as I understand.
Well, so the Beast Pirates, the way they get into Wano is they have an elevator, like, somewhere underneath that brings things up. So I'm just saying, within the span of 24 hours of Ace dying and that thing disappearing, someone out there wrote a newspaper, they flew it out there, it was, distributed daily, and it somehow got to, it gets all over the Grand Line very fast, that's fine. Got to the New World, a newspaper was delivered to one of the Beast Pirates, that person carried it to that elevator under Wano, it went up, and then it made its way to Onigashima, and she read it all within 24 hours. Is that possible? Yes.
Why would you assume it's, like, on foot? Wouldn't the bird come in and, like, throw it? Like the seagulls?
Well, look, I guess I'm saying that because if Wano can just get newspapers, then they should have all the information about the outside world. But I think they've gone out of their way to make it clear that they don't get information.
Do you
coming in.
Do you think it's possible that Orochi gets a newspaper, but like he doesn't allow the people to know anything?
That's definitely possible, and he could maybe selectively give information that's useful for his purposes. But then again, I mean, just while we're theorizing on it, that might be theoretically like a bad idea if like he's trying to keep Wano like isolationist. Well, then again, he's fucking allied with the Beast Pirates. That's a very non-isolationist. I guess he doesn't care about his reputation as king or shogun. He's just in charge and can do whatever he wants. Do people hate Orochi? Do like the average people hate him, or do they like not know that he's bad?
It was I think it was like implied early on in Wano that people are oblivious, but then it was also sort of implied that people remember Odin and they just are scared for like they don't want to talk shit about the Shogun, otherwise Kaido will kill them. So they're sort of like suffering in silence, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean, it's definitely true that, okay, they know that he's allied with the Beast Pirates, otherwise why would they be there, for sure. And, okay, it's true, they're polluting Wano, they're, like, forcing people to work in factories, they're imprisoning people, they just executed Yasue, but that was pretty recent, just for, like, being an Odin affiliate or whatever. Okay, right, so yeah, they know he's a bad boy. Okay, whatever. Alright, anyway, back to the present, people, here we go. Ace is dead, Ripperoni, back to our boy Luffy. Let me see.
Luffy's running up those stairs. He smashes through the door, and here they all are. I don't know where Kid and Killer jumped in, but we
saw
jumped
them in like panels running upward in general. So I'll assume they followed the same path.
They were all on their way to the top, and Law he did his funny teleport and went whip.
Indeed, very funny.
So we got Zoro, Luffy, Killer, Kid, and Law, 5 of the worst generation supernovas. Up against Kaido and Big Mom.
Indeed.
And, we've got, like, the Yamato saying, a little more than 20 years from now, a group of powerful pirates shouldering the burden of the next era will advance into the new world. If by any chance I have already passed on, this is Otis saying this, they will be the ones to take down Kaido. So it's very clearly... this is the moment that he might have been referring to. we can. I mean, we don't know what the ending of the battle is, but that's how it's being set up.
This is framed. The narration here is Yamato citing Odin's journal, and we know he had some prophecy stuff. And she says clearly, Odin documented the future, that 20 years from now, a group of pirates will show up and will like blow up the world. And I think Odin is inferring that means that if I'm already, because he does say if I'm already dead, then that group will take down Kaido. So he clearly doesn't know for sure. I think he's assuming that will involve Kaido being taken down in some way. This is my guess, but who knows?
And taking down Kaido doesn't necessarily mean killing him. It just means saving Wano from him, I assume.
That seems like a fair reading. By the way, I'll just say, Zoro, pretty strong. He got Odin's sword. Okay, cool. Luffy, obviously, very strong man. Law, pretty strong. But with Killer and Kid, I'm starting to wonder what they can really do against Big Mom and Kaido. Punch him with a big steel fist? These guys are like both invincible, basically, unless you're a super duper hockey man.
Yeah.
What do these guys got? What's Killer gonna do?
The only thing I've seen Killer do is like kill a
Job
few, like,
to Zoro?
yeah. He's killed a few like random who cares enemies with his funny swords that he's got in his hands. We haven't really seen him do any actual serious fight, so I don't know what his powers are.
Though to be fair, the scabbards, like they did okay for a little while there. Presumably our boys here are stronger, so maybe they'll be able to do something. And might I remind everyone that, maybe this will be a thing. Big Mom was specifically said to be only vulnerable when she was all emotionally fucked up because Mother Caramel's picture was busted. Okay, I guess she's not literally invincible. She's just very, very strong. Okay, fine, whatever. It's fine.
Yeah, I know that, they say that and then it's not true.
Yeah,
and you could technically chalk it up to like, oh, people are over-exaggerating her power because she
was exaggerating a bit.
She seems invincible, but for real, she can be punched. But like, I don't know.
That's fine. If I had started One Piece from the beginning, with it always being like, oh yeah, characters exaggerate, like you can't really take a character stating things to be true. It's just that a lot of what characters state is literally true a lot of the time. And like you kind of learn to trust when characters are saying a thing because you feel like, oh, this is going to be a plot important. I need to remember this factoid. But then sometimes they play a little fast and loose with that. It's not a big deal, but, I do notice it at times. So whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, they're facing off. This the samurai, as we see in a second, like Luffy's just walking in front of them, just saying, "Hey, there's that
Ninja
straw
teleports.
hat. What a fucking asshole."
Did he ninja teleport past, or did he just slowly walk while they just stared, directly ahead?
I can't see any visual.
I don't see any speed lines. I don't see any of those.
Well, I think the implication here is because Kaido and Big Mom are still looking at where he was, and they're like, "Huh? Wait, what?" That he did do like a fast walk thing just to get past them.
It doesn't really matter either way, but just checking for the record. In the anime, this would be clear.
Yeah. And so he's walking.
Actually, I'm sorry. The only other thing is that is Oda's intention? Because this is somewhat plot relevant. Is Oda's intention to show Luffy's so fast, even Kaido and Big Mom didn't see him go? I legitimately don't know if that's what Oda is trying to say.
I mean,
I'm not sure.
My first reading of it, I was like, oh, they're surprised because he ignored them, which could also be true, and it would be more badass if he just walked slowly past them and they were like, what?
I would kind of prefer that, honestly.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I hope that's how it is, but I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess we'll see.
And so he's going to see Kinemon. He doesn't care about what these chuckle fucks have to say. He's gonna see his friend, and he's gonna see if he's okay. And that's the cool badass important thing. Instead of fighting, it's friendship. And he sees all the samurai,
Indeed.
all the red scabbards.
Yeah, they're all fucked up.
All dead instantly. There's no chance that any of them have survived.
Kinemon was coughing up a little bit of blood just to say his final words.
This is his final words. He's immediately going to die as soon as he's down there, and then none of them are going to come back, and no one's going to be okay.
Definitely true. So he asks Luffy, "Please do it for me, sir. Please beat up this man and save Wano Kuni." And Luffy's like, "You got it, buddy. No problem." Epic. There he goes. Looking very tough, Luffy. Very cool.
So I like this being like an official plea. Like this was the samurai's fight, and for Luffy to just steal the thunder from them would be kind of annoying, disrespectful in a way, even though he saved the day. This was their fight, and they would die trying. But because Kinemon asked him, please, then it's like it's all above board. Checks and balances, it's all good. You got the okay.
Yes, it reminds me of when Vivi finally begged Luffy to help them save Alabasta. So yeah, that kind of moment. Cool. So Luffy asks Law to just teleport them all below. So okay, we've done it. We've cleared the battlefield at last.
And then Kaido does a big smash. Everyone underneath is like, "Whoa, there's a big smash going on."
Whoa, very big.
Then, while Luffy remembers all of the stuff with the red scabbards and Yasue and Odin and Hyogoro, and it's like Momonosuke is like, all these people, I'm gonna save them all. I'm gonna be the big guy.
Everything that's been leading up to the fight with Kaido, we get a little flashback of the Zou guys getting all fucked up, Raizo, all that good stuff.
He does his Gear 3 is a new attack, Red Rock,
sure is.
Which is like a bird. So
it's
like
a
Red
legendary, mythical bird. So it's like a Red Hawk. Remember Red Hawk,
yes,
everybody? That was like a Gear 2nd thing. This one's bigger. It's a bigger bird.
It's a red chicken, and punches Kaido in the face. Kaido fall down.
He sure did.
And Big Mom is surprised that he could get hit down. Mm-hmm. So this is very cool. This is a very cool moment. I'm sure Kaido got hit down because he was not expecting Luffy to be able to do that much damage, and he wasn't on his toes. But
okay.
Yeah, do you want to talk about this?
I do. Well, so a couple of things are going on here. So for one, okay, Luffy had his training arc. We had his 2 weeks of learning advanced armament hockey. My temptation at first was to say this attack is just like him using super hockey now. But legitimately, Luffy has never gone Gear 3, made his fist big, and then punched with the fire around it like Red Hawk was kind of like a gear second fire punch. This appears to be like a gear third fire punch. Again, none of this matters. It's just for fun shonen-y bits. But it's also a new attack that he hasn't done before. I assume that it's not that being gear third and doing a Red Hawk makes the difference. It's actually the hockey. So it makes me wonder if Luffy did Red Hawk at this moment, having developed stronger hockey, that would probably also knock down Kaido because he just is way better at hockey now. But Oda chooses to represent that with a new attack. This is my inference. I'm guessing these things. I don't know. Okay, but slight problem here. It's just that Luffy has knocked down Kaido many times in the past. So Big Mom saying, "Whoa, you actually got knocked down?" I mean, yes, Luffy has knocked down Kaido several times in the past, including when he was in his dragon form, and he knocked him down when he was in his human form. So, like, it's a cool moment. It looks cool. It's a new attack. I like all that. It's just that Oda, you've a little bit kneecapped the moment by being like why is Big Mom literally acting as the audience surrogate, being surprised that Kaido's been knocked down when we have seen that happen several times in the past?
I think
the difference is that that Luffy never hurt him. He was able to knock him down, but he was always fine. Kaido seems a little burned in this small panel here, I guess.
Yeah.
I know that the point is that he's actually hurt a little bit. But
I think first of all, Big Mom hadn't seen Luffy punch Kaido down the previous times, but I think it is really just to emphasize that this is different from the times he's done it before for the audience. Like, it actually is a bigger punch.
I suppose that's true, yeah. Even though, I mean, when he hit him in dragon form, that sure looked like a serious hit. He did the white eye thing, and he fell all the way to the ground.
At the time, I remember it being sort of goofy looking because Kaido was, fucking wasted. And he was like, duh, boing. It looked big, but then Kaido immediately got up and was like, oh, what? What's going on?
Well, that's true. That's true. I'm just saying, we kind of need to see, the aftermath of the hit to know. And with one little panel of Kaido getting up, he does look like he's in pain. So that is different, actually. He looks like he's hurt. That's fine. Although, he also looked like he was hurt, at least at times, by the red scabbards. And they're definitely weaker than Luffy, right? I'm having a little bit of trouble gauging power levels. Okay, whatever. It doesn't... he's Luffy. He's the main character. I get it. Okay, that all aside, let's put that entire conversation aside, because this is a cool moment. New attack, that's all good. Let's discuss quickly the implications of Luffy being able to harm a Yonko at this point in the game after a two-week training period. That seems pretty short to get much stronger, you know? I'll say it.
It sort of implies that no one else trains that hard as Luffy does, but I mean,
guess
it's kind of like that. Surely, with years upon years of experience fighting the Marines and each other, they would probably be. I don't know. I think, narratively, right? Mm-hmm. The Yonko are old, doddering fools, and the new kids are in town.
What?
No. That narratively, that is the thing that is being said over and over again. It's like the new generation is taking over. I don't know how that can explain Luffy being so strong unless they explicitly say, "Oh, I'm getting old." But old people seem to be just as strong as young people. It's
Big
not
Mom
really
and
a thing.
Kaido are at their peak. They're at their peak. Damn it.
Yeah, so it's if Kaido was a few decades younger, would he be able to fight back? Would he be damaged by this? I don't know how we could even say with any certainty about that. So
unless it's clearly specified. I'm not going to with Whitebeard. Actually, with Whitebeard, they said he was as strong as ever, but he was just dying. They say that Garp was explicitly stated to be much weaker. Garp is weaker than he used to be, but these guys aren't as old as Garp.
Yeah, and
they're younger.
Maybe Lin is, but it's just
she's 60 something.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, the idea of the youngsters coming up and being stronger. Obviously, this doesn't mean this fight is going to be easy. Kaido, I'm sure, did not expect it and will come back, like, swinging. Like, he's not going to be easily taken down by these fucking upstarts.
Indeed.
And it's going to be a tough fight if the fight ends in like an actual defeat of Kaido. I'm not sure at that point, but like I get what the narrative is trying to say, but they haven't really set up that Kaido is like outdated. They kind of have pushed him.
No, they have not.
They've pushed him and Big Mom to be still as dangerous as ever, and that they have like a firm grasp on the new world still, and they would need a lot more than just this one fight for them to be toppled, I guess.
Well, certainly possible. But I'll just sum up my thought. Like, it's fine. I don't have a problem. Like with Katakuri, I was questioning, like, whoa, Luffy is doing really well here. Like, what is this? Like, is this reasonable or fair that he would win? There's a little bit of, you've just got to understand that Luffy is getting really strong and he is good at stuff, and he was learning observation haki. Okay, cool. He's really, really tough. He just is. He just is really, really tough. And in this 2 window, you know what? When Luffy was fighting the Amazon Lily, in Amazon Lily, he, without haki, he didn't have haki at the time. He still beat like most of the Amazons when they were fighting with haki, with crazy advantages. He won with raw physical power. He was trained by Rayleigh. So what? Did he not have training now? And it's that by getting to fucking Wano, now he got really good armament haki training. What? Did Silver's Rayleigh not give him good fucking training? And this one, like, a real teacher was Hyogoro, the flower samurai Yakuza. I have a little trouble buying that explanation.
It's an unfortunate thing when you have like a 2-year training training period, and then
versus 2 week.
And then in both with Katakuri, he just like thought about like thinking about future sight.
He just thought back to it.
He monkey see monkey do, you know.
I don't have a Luffy learning that kind of observation haki in the middle of a fight with Katakuri. He just like reflected on his training and improved more while watching like a superior user of it. I mean, that actually reminds me a lot of when Zoro developed like sword, steel cutting, fighting Mr. One. Like he quote unquote developed that power during the fight, but really he was just reflecting on like the old lessons he'd learned with his old teacher. So like I don't really mind that particularly much when something like that happens.
Okay, well I mean the same sort of thing is happening with the armament haki thing. You could argue because clearly Silver's Rayleigh did teach him about these things.
He did teach him about it, yeah. I think during the training it was mentioned like, oh yeah, Rayleigh told me about these things. I believe that was true. He just wasn't good enough yet.
I guess the way Luffy learns is that he takes in information, and then when it comes to applying it to a situation, he can really get a grip on how to use it. And fighting strong opponents is the quickest way to learn how to fight. With those powers. So like, yeah.
And you know what? That's fine. He learns under pressure. That is not a big deal. Like, when I see him suddenly hurting a Yonko that up to this point was like basically invincible, I'm like, whoa. But then again, the Red Scabbards have also hurt him, at least a little bit, so he's obviously not that tough. Okay, and final thing I want to talk about is just, again, coming back to this thing of the mysterious thing I will become that Roger said and Luffy said as a child. That is a big thing. And Luffy saying, his last line here in chapter 1000 is, I am the man who will become the Pirate King. Okay, I'll just state my position clearly. While I feel that it is possible that some other mysterious like thing is being built up, like they said they want to become, I don't know, like the freest man in the world. Like literally, what could Luffy what are the possibilities of what those characters could have said? Yeah, here's my position. I think that Oda did that for this moment when Luffy was actually able to turn the tide at least a little bit against a Yonko and just say the tagline that's been here since the very beginning, I will become the Pirate King. Because again, the quote is, become something that we cut away from. And characters are like, whoa, what does that mean? Whoa, that's crazy, you can't do that. Since the beginning of One Piece, Characters have reacted with strong emotions whenever anyone says, I will be the Pirate King. People think, and I was arguing with this in the pod Discord, people think that it's a normal thing to say. They think that because they are reading One Piece, and they hear Luffy say it all the time. But in universe, whenever Luffy says it, people react strongly. I really think
people
that
laugh, yeah.
They laugh, or they like gasp, or they're shocked about it.
How could you
really
be
think
so
that's what is being
incredulous to assume? Hang on.
Right, it's a big claim. It's the biggest claim. It's like me in real life saying, I will become king of the entire world. Like, imagine someone saying that to you in real life. You would say, okay, that seems unlikely. That doesn't seem like that's probably going to happen, but okay, chief. I just think the simplest explanation in this case is probably the accurate one. And because the real reason I think that is I don't even know what else he could possibly say. Because again, the verb is I will become ... The obvious answer is Pirate King. Yes, I agree. It's kind of boring and underwhelming. I think Oda did it anyway to build tension that I agree is kind of weird. But I don't know.
I think, like, but initially I was confused because I was trying to think of, like, what else could it be? Could it be that, you know, I want to dissolve the hierarchies and
would
make
Luffy
everyone
say
free?
That,
but it's like,
would Luffy fucking say that shit?
He wouldn't say any of that stuff. So, like, Pirate King, the freest person you could be. I think the reason that it was omitted maybe before was... I don't know why it was omitted when it was a flashback, because we'd already, in that point in the manga, we'd seen and heard Luffy say, I want to be the Pirate King. Why would they omit it from the flashback of him being young and saying it?
I just think for weird dramatic tension, I think Oda was thinking at some point when he, like, is beating the Yonko, I want him just to say it then. I don't know. I don't know.
And then Gold D. Roger says the same thing, and people are like, what? You're crazy. And that's a little more understandable, because him saying it, it's not even a thing that exists. So
that's the thing. The only reason that this theory potentially could be off, I think, I mean, look, there's a couple of reasons, but a decent one is, like, why would Roger say that when, and this is the thing, I don't think the term Pirate King was... I was going to say, I don't know if the term existed. The term might have existed in, like, theory. People might say it sometimes. Like, what if he had said, I want to be president of the pirates? Like, maybe, it just means you want to be, like, in charge or something.
Yeah,
or,
maybe it was a thing that was even before, like, in Joy Boy's time. There was a mythical Pirate King figure.
Like, maybe, I don't know, here's just maybe Joy Boy's thing says, whoever gets to this point on Laugh Tale, you are the Pirate King. Congrats. I don't know. That's certainly possible. Who the fuck knows?
But I think if there's a misdirect, it's clearly not supposed to be found, and it will be, like, revealed, like, later. But I think right now this is because it's chapter 1000. I haven't gone back to check chapter 1. I think he may have said, "I will become the Pirate King," and then everyone laughed at him because he was a kid.
At the end. Well, not as a kid. He said it at the end when he was adult-ish, I believe. If I remember correctly. He just said, I want to be a pirate at first. Then he said, I want to be the king.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like a reflection of that, but in a situation where it's more possible than it's ever been in the past. Like, he's always said it, and then people are like, what? You scrawny little runt? You're going to be the Pirate King? Don't make me laugh. And now he just punched Kaido to the ground and he says it, and it's like, oh, okay, you know, chapter 1000, we're actually getting there. He might actually become the Pirate King, and that's why he says it like that. I think that's the implication,
yeah.
So, yeah, it's pretty good.
I mean,
if he has, like, another thing... I get people
disagreeing with that, but... Yeah, sorry.
If he has another thing,
it's just
for fun. I want to try and figure it out, but, like, I can't think of anything that he would say. You know?
If it isn't literally, I will become Pirate King, again, it's him becoming something. What else would Luffy want to become as his, like, people think it's like his true secret dream. Like, Luffy isn't private about his dreams. He says it all the time. He's not that kind of character. So I just don't think it would make a lot of sense. And even if it was, it would be one of the main core ideas of One Piece anyway. So, because
I will
Luffy is
become the
not a
freest-
complex character.
The
He's
freest in the world.
Freedom,
like it's like the same. It's the same but different.
Oh, it's all the same
Pirate
shit.
King.
That's right. They're all synonyms. So even if it isn't literally Pirate King, which it probably is, it all means the same thing. Okay, hey, listen, I gotta run to do piratey things. So that's it for chapter 1000. Oh no, we didn't find out who Eam was. We didn't conquer the empty throne, and where's Sabo? Shut up. We'll get back there.
Could happen
Eventually.
next chapter, in fact.
It could happen, yeah. I
We
mean, I'll
could
say
have, like,
as a
curtains
chapter
close on
1000,
1.0 thing.
this chapter was like kind of a reaffirmation of like what Luffy's goal is and stuff. It wasn't like the big plot dump people expected. That's fine. It was a good chapter, and we will get back to it later. I guess it was a little bit of a filler chapter of everyone just like hyping up Luffy, but
It's pretty cool.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
mind.
it was good. He did a red rock. He's turning the tables. The battle is about to begin for real now. So I'm excited about it. All right, everybody. Hey, talk with us in the Pod Discord. You can join it down below for free, but you can go to patreon.com/thepodcastpirates, I think, link in the description as well, to support us for money, because the show is great and we make it really good. So you're welcome for that. And also there's a Twitter, follow for updates and stuff. But that's it, everybody. Chapter 1000 in the bag, and another 1,000 to go. See you in 24 years at the end of One Piece. I'm very excited about it. What's your analysis? 0 to 10, 10 out of 10 of One Piece up to chapter 1000, Gib?
Oh, like the whole thing? 10 out of 10.
Yep, in one number, sum it up.
10 out of 10. It's
I
one of
give
my
it
favorite
a
things.
1 piece out of 10. Hey,
That's
a 10.
But then there's 10 pieces.
I give it about 350. All right, that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a good one. Chapter 1001. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.